What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another AI video. Today we're diving into Windsurf AI. Windsurf AI is a fully fledged AI coding editor. It came out around the end of 2024 with an aim to supercharge coding for all types of developers, not just coders. Here's a quick rundown of the features. So we are talking smart task automation, context-aware tab autocomplete, one-click app deploys, and real-time web parsing. Now, the install and setup is super easy. Just come on over to windsurf.com. The link is going to be in the description as always here. And you just want to come on over to the top right and click on the download button. So just go ahead and do that. All right, so once you have everything set up and the application is launched, the next very important thing you want to do is you want to pick a folder. So this is where you're going to pick where the code is being saved to. So I'm just going to come on over to this big blue button here and click on open folder, and you just want to create a folder here. I'm going to name mine Windsurf AI code folder. So that should be easy enough to remember. Let's go ahead and select this folder here and click yes, I trust the authors. So let's say we close everything down, we shut off our computer and we come back. It's just very important that we know where our folder is, so where all the code is being saved to. Now we are going to put Windsurf AI to the test today. Now I am not a coder or developer myself by any stretch of the imagination here. So we are going to create a simple game with the help of Cascade. Now Cascade is the agent within Windsurf AI. This is where we're going to enter in our prompt and have a lot of back and forth with the agent here to really fine tune the look and feel that we're going for here. Now, just a quick overview of the chat interface here. If you come on over and click the button right here, now this is the logo for Cascade. Just go ahead and click this right here. It's going to actually close the chat. I'm going to click this again just to open it back up again. Now this is where we can start our conversation here. This is where I'm going to start to initiate with Cascade in making our game. So we'll come back to that in a quick second here. Now, if you want to start a new session, like a new conversation, just come on over and click the plus button right here. Now, we haven't actually written anything in our initial conversation here yet, so it's not allowing us to do that, but that's where we would go and do that. If I go ahead and type the @ symbol, this is where I can add context. So documents, files, web pages. This helps give the prompt some solid guidance with what I'm going after. Now, if you look right here, you'll see that we have write selected here. So when write is selected, this means that we're going to make changes to the code as soon as we start prompting. Now, if we click on the chat button and start writing something, Cascade is still going to write the code, but this doesn't actually apply to the files here. So clicking chat is going to be a great spot if we actually want to go ahead and ask some questions to Cascade and just get some guidance without actually using any credits. All right, and if you look to the right here, we can actually click our model here. I'm just going to keep mine on default here, so Claude 3.5, and you can see the credits that it does take. All right, so let's get coding here. So I'm going to create a simple X's and O's game. I'm just going to say create a super simple X's and O's game. Again, we're just going to keep things super simple here, and we're just going to make sure we're on the right column here. And I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. All right, so Cascade is doing its thing. So it's letting us know it's going to help us create the game using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So if I just pull this over here, we can actually see all the JSON coding language here going on here. And we're going to sit back and let Cascade do its thing and see what it tells us. All right, so it's actually creating the project structure here. So it's doing that right here. We can have a look at all that. Now it's actually suggesting a background terminal command, and it's asking me to run the command. I'm just going to go ahead and hit accept all. So it's telling us to play the game, you can simply open the index.html file directory in your web browser. The game features a clean, modern design, and it goes ahead and tells us the features here. Remember that file that we made earlier? So I'm just going to come on over to my desktop here. So the Windsurf AI code folder, and look at this. I found the index.html here. So I'm going to open this with our Google Chrome. Let's have a look here. All right, here it is, X's and O's. Okay, let's go ahead and click here. All right, and then player O's turn. So I could play this with a friend, of course. And it is my turn, and it is O's turn, just like that. Player O wins. And just like that, we just created a super simple game using nothing but a prompt and Windsurf AI. So this is super cool. I've never actually developed or coded anything in my life, so this is a big moment here. All right, so our game is looking pretty good. Of course, it is super simple, but that's what we're going after here. So I'm gonna jump back into Cascade, and we're gonna continue improving upon our game here. I'm gonna go ahead and add this to the chat. I'm gonna ask Cascade to add a score tracker to my X's and O's game that shows the wins for X and the wins for O and the ties after each game. I'm going to keep everything else the same and make the score easy to read. All right, so Cascade is generating, it is adding the score tracker. It has added the score functionality with these changes. All right, so I'm going to come back to our Windsurf AI code folder, right click here on the index.html and open with Google Chrome. So we are back with our game here. And as you can see, we have a super simple score tracker at the top here. So again, we can just go ahead and click and boom, look at that. O wins and the score has been tracked. Now, something to keep in mind is that when you actually go ahead and ask Cascade to make changes or improve upon your code, I haven't actually hit accept all yet. And the changes have already been made to my folder and to my game. So as you're moving along, as you're prompting, it'll just automatically change things for you if you have right selected, of course. So that is just something to keep in mind, just so you're aware of that. Now we're going to say this. Can you give the game an outer space theme? Let's go ahead and click that. All right, Cascade has let me know that it has transformed the game into a space theme version with a bunch of changes here. So let's go back to our web browser here. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh the page here. All right, so here is our space theme. So look at this. Now there is a little bit of a glow when I click on the score or I click on one of the boxes here, but this is amazing. And look at that, even the name has changed. It's called Cosmic X's and O's. So let's go ahead and click here. I love how the letters are glowing. That's super, super cool. And then boom, just like that, our game is a space theme. So again, everything is done right here in Cascade. You can really build your code, build out your application, build upon it, prompt after prompt within the chat box here. So really, really cool. I want to jump into a really cool feature here on context awareness. If I come over to Cascade and I go ahead and type in the word continue, Cascade will predict what I want to do next with my application, with my code, based on the previous conversation history here. We're going to put that to the test here. So I just typed in continue. I'm going to hit enter here. It has said, I noticed you'd like to continue. Would you like me to add more space theme features, make other game improvements, or help you run or test the game? I'm going to go ahead and hit second option. So it's going to make some game improvements here. It is adding a turn indicator, a winning line animation, a sound toggle, and keyboard controls for accessibility. That is super cool. It is thinking ahead and predicting kind of the next steps here, which is really, really great stuff. So there's a bunch of features here to check out. Let's open our web browser again here. And then look at that, because player O wins, we actually see an animation with the winning pattern there. Okay, and I can hit reset game. And again, it's showing who goes first. So just these little subtle improvements that it actually predicts on what to do next year. So this is really, really intuitive stuff. All right, so let's jump into pricing here. Windsurf AI does offer a free tier to try out. Now the free plan does allow you to code, but you'll have to upgrade to at least a pro plan if you want to actually modify files. And what that means is if you actually want to apply the code you're doing to an application, you'll have to go with the paid version here. Now, currently you are looking at $15 per month for the pro plan. It is the most popular plan. I would definitely recommend to give this a shot, buy a month, play around with it, see how it goes. All right, everybody, so there it is, Windsurf AI. So no matter if you're a seasoned coder or developer, or you're just getting into the game, this is a fantastic platform to really get in there and start coding with simple prompts, make some creations, have some fun, see what you come up with, get creative. I definitely recommend to give this a try. If you ever thought of creating a simple game or a simple application, this is a really good chance to do that for a very reasonable price point. Of course, you can play around with the free platform as well. So make sure you head on over to Windsurf AI. Link is going to be in the description, and good luck with your creations.